All right. Well, hey, everybody. You guys are crazy for showing up here wanting to listen to me talk. I don't know why y'all show up here so early, but I do appreciate it. It's good to not be lonely. But We did the pineal gland meditation the other night for everybody that made it. We had a great time for everybody that didn't make it. You missed out, but I'm sure you had some other things that you had to do. But we will do it again. But it was a great time. It was 4 hours, and we had the first time we did it on a Wednesday, and I think we had about 75 people on there. And this Saturday, I had several people ask me to do it on Saturday, but we only had about 25 people. And I'm sorry, but maybe about 30. And then by the end of it, we only had about 26. So only 4 people didn't make it through the 4 hours. So, excuse me. So only 4 people didn't make it through the 4 hours. So that's all right. But I'm sure something happened with them. They got in some good time, I'm sure. But I think most people that stayed through it enjoyed it. It's a journey. Meditating for 1 hour is one thing. The hour number 2 is a little different. Hour number 3 is a little different. Number 4 is a little different. You can't really experience hour number 4 and hour number 1. You have to go through that time there. It's a different experience. But, all right, let's see who we got on here. We got Rafael Rodriguez, Elizabeth from Quebec. All right. Here from New Orleans. I'm sorry, Casbah. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I'm sorry, but I lived in New Orleans for 8 years. I lived right next to the Rockin' Bowl, if you know where that is. I called it the Rockin' Block. I was exactly next door to the Rockin' Bowl, right there on Carrollton and Earhart. Carrollton and Earhart. So, yeah. Thanks for showing up. All right, got Miami Real Estate Realty. All right, it's Denny from Miami. We get a good crew here from Miami. Thanks for showing up. I'm in real estate as well. I'm more of an investor on the investing side. All right, so we got Raphael. We got Denny Jordan. We got Denny Jordan here. Who else is on here? I got Melissa here from Hickory, North Carolina. Thanks for showing up, Melissa. And there's some other people on here. They're just afraid to say where they're from or who they are. There's no cover charge. We don't ask you. We don't take any money from you. Just ask that you just write where you're from on here just to kind of have fun. We got a poll going here. I do a poll just to try to stay interactive. But we got 4 meditations we're going to choose from tonight. The Alchemist, the Generous Present Moment, Changing Boxes, Synchronize Your Energy to Abundance. What do any of those titles mean? Not really sure. If you don't know either, just pick one, and we're just going to roll with it. So don't overthink it. Just make sure you play along. And we're doing pretty good. We got 12 people on here, and there's 10 votes so far, so we're doing pretty good. If you're on the Facebook live stream, then you aren't able to see any of the comments, and you can't find the little meditation poll there. So you have to come over to the YouTube channel for that. All right, we got In the Know here from Clearwater Beach. How you doing? All right, so Elizabeth, does she have a question? Oh, we have a question from Quebec. How about that? First question I've ever had from somebody from Quebec. Let's see. How does the quantum field look like? I think I went twice and not for long, so wanted to check if that was it. Thanks. That's a good question. They call it the mystical. This is my take on it. Maybe some people don't like my answers. My answers are typically long answers and not the short answers, but it's the answers that I believe in. And, they talk about the quantum or the quantum field going there. And I think people here in the 3D world, they try to put a label on what it is that they're experiencing. Are you really in the quantum field? What does that mean? Well, basically you're in a different place than you are right now. You're basically in a space of you're not yourself. There is no time. There is no space. There's no you kind of forget who you are. You're just kind of in an area that's just very unfamiliar, but very familiar at the same time. To me, that's what the quantum field is, and it's very hard to explain. I think that's why they call them mystical and mystical experiences, because I've talked to people that have been there before too, and it's tough to explain, but it is very familiar. It's nothing like an experience that you can have had here in, say, just the regular day-to-day life. So that is kind of my take on it. But I do think that people just put labels on stuff. Are you really in the quantum field in this specific space? And your quantum field might look different than mine. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I could sit here and describe it out to you for hours. But does that mean that you were there? I think that if you just are meditating, you're in it sometimes. If not, you're in it all the time, and that's when you're aware of it. Maybe. I don't have all the answers, and I don't think anybody does. But I think people come up with answers, and they come up with ideas, and they come up with labels to be able to try to sort this stuff out in your mind when you come back to reality, which is understandable. But I don't know if the quantum field looks like anything, and I don't know if it looks like the same for everybody, because that'd be hard to say. I think everybody's different, and I think probably everybody has their own little quantum field. That'd be my take on it, but I'm not really sure. I think that if you're meditating, you're sitting there, you're spending time, and you get to a place to where you kind of lose who you are and lose track of time and forget where you are and spend time in that space, you're probably more in the quantum field than you were before. And so what you're experiencing, that is probably what it is. It's not a place like a room like you could see on the wall. You can describe the wall, the room, or whatever. It's an unusual experience. So is it always a black space? It's a lot of times it's black, and it's a lot of other things. It's not as simple as that. I wish I could just say, yeah, it's black. But a lot of times it's more of just, within meditation, there's a lot of emotion that comes out. Not necessarily sad or happy, but there's emotion of feeling. You more feel things. So when you feel it, it's described to you in your mind. You don't necessarily see stuff, but you feel stuff. And because you feel it so strongly, just as if you were to like pick up this microphone or whatever, you actually can describe that and experience it. And it's that's my experience. It's not what it looks like; it's more of what it feels like. I could probably tell you what it feels like more so than what it looks like, if that makes sense. That's a good question. I mean, I haven't heard anybody try to explain it. Maybe I have it but nobody. I think everybody's experience is different. Hope that makes some sense. That's kind of my take on it. I wish I had a little better definitive, like, I've got the answer for you. But, I don't know if anybody gives you a direct answer. That's what they've decided to believe in. And that's what they decided to go with. I think there's a lot of answers out there, a lot of things out there that we don't understand at all. I mean, we know you're going to misunderstand 99% of the things that happen within a meditation, but that 1% that you do understand is going to change your life. It can change your life. So most things you won't ever understand. You just have to accept that. And maybe that's understanding. Am I in there? Am I not in there? But I will say that there's not much confusion when you're in there. Most people that feel like they get to a place that is, I'm there. There I am. And it's not really that confusing. So just keep going. Maybe you're there, maybe you're not. I don't know. You're doing the right thing. You're meditating. And Elizabeth, I think you're probably getting results. So I think we've talked before. So you're getting results. So meditation's working for you. You don't have to have a particular type of experience in order for it to work. Anyway, that's my long answer that I don't know if I really answered it. All right, so maybe there's another question here. I'm on most live streams, a long Dr. Joe Advanced student from 2018 on all the pineal gland meditations. Cool. Yeah, you sound like you've been to a lot of events and you've been doing this for a while. So I don't really teach Dr. Joe Dispenza's material so much. I just talk about from my own experiences. I think that's only fair for me to talk about. He talks about his stuff. If you want to know about his stuff, then he's got plenty of information out there. You could go learn about it. I'm not going to try to regurgitate it here, but I can speak from my own experiences what meditation is for me. And I definitely found it through Dr. Joe's teachings. So some people that have asked me, like, you don't really talk about his book, Becoming Supernatural, or these, some of his strategies so much. And I mean, he already does that. So I'm not equating myself to him. I'm just talking about I talk about my own experiences, what I've learned from my real life experiences, not from what I've read from some other book. And that's what I end up trying to share with people, because I can prove in my heart and through these my own experiences that I can prove to myself with confidence that, hey, no, this is a real thing. So that's kind of what I do. All right, Katie showed up. Katie, I know you sent me a message, and it's something about New York and Marco Island on a license plate. I was driving. I got to go back and read it, but I will respond to you after this. Thanks for showing up. And Katie showed up to the late night meditation, the pineal gland meditation. She's said for a long time she never would do it, or just said that it was tough for her. So I'm proud she showed up. I think she enjoyed it, and she stayed the whole time. So, all right, we got The Alchemist, The Generous Present Moment, Changing Boxes, Synchronize Your Energy to Abundance. Michelle's here. St. Louis is in the house. Yes, you are. Amy here from Indiana. All right, got those people from St. Louis and Indiana showing up. It's good to know. And I think I said it, synchronize your energy to abundance. There's a poll going on. We got 18 people on here, and only 14 people have voted. So you got to get over there and start doing some voting. We'll get started here in about 12 to 15 minutes on one of these meditations. And typically the meditations we do, they're about an hour long. So if you can't do the whole hour, my belief is just do whatever you can. So show up and do 5 minutes, 30 minutes, do an hour. You're not going to mess the meditation up. You can't mess it up. So don't be afraid to say, well, I can't do the whole thing, so I might as well not do it. That's like saying, I can't eat the whole piece of fruit, so I'm not going to eat it. It's still good for you to eat half of it. So that's what I would recommend. Katie says she loves The Alchemist. And I put it up here a lot because a lot of people seem to like it. So I try to throw that in the mix regularly. It's in the lead right now, 53%. So something that came to me the other day is during that pineal gland meditation. It happened right up front during the beginning of it. Again, like Dr. Joe talks about and other people, just kind of showed up. Wasn't thinking about anything, and this showed up. But I've started to realize that the more I have problems or in life, and I kind of go into meditation looking for answers, the meditation kind of keeps coming back with the same answer of it's an operator error, that it's me. It's not the other person. It's not the thing. It's not the issue. It's not the chef that brought out the crappy food. It keeps showing me that it's me. And that if I'm not happy with life, it's probably an operator error. And that's what it keeps showing me. Now, I don't have a miserable life. I don't think I'm miserable in any way, but when I kind of go into a meditation thinking about my problems, that's what always kind of seems to boomerang back, and I go, wait, it's me? And then it will show me how it's me, and then it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, interesting. Never thought of it that way. So that's what meditation does, will give you a perspective on yourself. But there was something that came to me. I don't know if I can explain this. I might fall on my face in front of 19 people that are on here, but I think I do that all the time anyway. But it came to me. Let me see if I can. I wrote this down. Let me just look at this and so I get this right. If you're frustrated, again, sometimes in these meditations, it's hard to explain these things, and they kind of have to take time to. For me, they have to take time to kind of marinate, and they have to kind of sit for a while before I can kind of describe them. This one may be a little too premature to talk about, but this is what happened the other day. And if you're frustrated with things that are going on in your life, and I don't know if this is the right answer or not, but this is what came to me within the meditation. If you're frustrated with things that are going on in your life, whether it's the people around you, or if it's your age, or if it's you're not happy with this. If you're not happy with really anything, is what it was kind of showing me that it is because you have chosen not to evolve. Everything else around you is changing at all times. And you've heard that old saying of the only thing you can count on changing, the only thing that actually changes is change itself. That's probably not the right phrase, but basically everything's always changing. And I think a lot of our frustrations that meditation showed me that we have in life are because we don't want to change. A relationship that we have. We want that person to be the same person that we met, or a family member that we had 15 years ago. And we keep getting frustrated because they're not behaving like that anymore. Well, they're older now. They're doing different things. They're not 20 years old. They're not 50 years old. They're now more like 40 years old and 75 years old. So they're doing different things. They've changed. Their brain works different. Their energy levels are different. And so for me or anybody to get frustrated over things like that or anything, then it probably comes down to you've chosen not to evolve, and it's more of an operator error. Um, there it is, Katie. The only constant is change. That's a lot simpler than what I was trying to say. Thank you. And so that's basically what it's kind of showing me. And now that may not sound like a profound thing, but like I was saying earlier, is meditation is kind of like here in life, people will tell you how to do everything. There's not a lack of directions on how to do much of anything. I mean, you can chat GPT that, and it just basically will step by step tell you how to do just about anything. But it can tell you how to ride a bike, but until you get on the bike, you won't be able to feel it. You don't actually learn how to do something until you feel that. And if you want to go out there and play baseball, you got to swing the bat and you got to hit the ball. Well, that's one thing, but now you got to go swing the bat and hit the ball in front of 50,000 people at the pro level. That's a whole different ball game right there. That's a whole different mindset. So if what I'm getting at is I think what I'm trying to bring it back around to is that essentially, if you don't evolve, then you're probably going to have a lot more frustrations. You just have to accept the fact that you need to constantly evolve, just like a jazz musician would, or maybe like a chef would. Once like a world-class chef makes some food, he typically will do it for a day or two or a week when you go to really one of those high-end restaurants. And I've been there before, and they've explained, they said, well, once this goes off the menu, we never repeat anything ever again. They're constantly evolving and changing for their own benefit to keep them on their toes. And jazz musicians particularly are like that. Once they do an album and they go and tour on it, then they don't really play those songs ever again. That was a moment in time. That's who they were then, and now they've evolved. Now the music is evolving, and there's something to that, I believe. I think that we have to do that in life. So that's kind of what the meditation showed me, and I don't know if I'd explain that totally well, but that's what's going on. I hope that makes some sense to everybody. That was my experience the other day. Yep. All right, so let's see here. We got about 4 minutes before we'll get started. 17 votes, and there's 18 people. Looks like we're going to be doing The Alchemist unless some people jump on and want to change some things. Covington, Louisiana. All right. I was in Covington. I played music down at Ruby's Roadhouse a couple months ago. It's actually Mandeville, I believe, but Mandeville, Covington area. That's right, the same place. All right, Melissa says I'm making sense. All right, that's good. Glad that's working out. All right, so let me pull this to the Alchemist up and let me get a Zoom call going, and then we'll all get over to the Zoom call here in just a moment. So, all right. Give me just a second. All right. I'm getting there. Be patient. All right. All right. Now, hold on. Let me get the Zoom link together here. I am not professional today. I'm working on it. I'm running slow. That's not what I want to do, man. Come on now. All right, here we go. All right. Let me get this right. I don't know why this is so hard today. Sorry this is taking so long. All right, here we go. Here's the Zoom link. If you guys want to start coming over, and we're going to wait just a couple of minutes for other people to show up. Let's see here. All right, hopefully everybody can get in with that. All right, Nico's coming in. Melissa, all right, it seems like it's working. All right, come on in. Yep, we're doing the Alchemist. If you're just showing up, just put the Zoom link in the description there. If you're on the Facebook live stream, then come over to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to see the Zoom link. And we're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be doing the Alchemist. It's about an hour long. All right. See, got 17 people. More people are trying to come in. All right. Shelly's showing up. Zen's here. Like that name. Rosario's here. All right. So in about 1 minute, we'll get started. If anybody needs to do what they got to do, use the restroom or, whatever you got to do, go get a snack. Whatever you got to do. We'll be getting started in about 1.5 to 2 minutes while people are still trickling in here. All right, Paul's showing up. Denny's here. All right. All right. Well, somebody, let's see. All right, Katie's coming in. Well, Melissa, would you give me a thumbs up when I start the meditation and make sure that everybody can hear it? Just a kind of a confirmation, please. Is there a possible way? Or you could just put it in the chat, maybe. Hey. All right, let's see. All right, 1 second here. All right, so Raphael says he can't hear anything. I think everything's good over on this end, Raphael. Just you need to probably do something on your end. All right, so we're going to start the meditation here. It is 1 hour and 1 minute long, The Alchemist. And I'll see you guys on the other side here. Thank you.
it up.